While so much have been said about the armed conflict and economic problems in Mindanao, little have been told about the struggle of former combatants who laid down their arms and embraced peaceful lives as farmers and entrepreneurs in an attempt to change the landscape of what they consider as their home. Take the former combatants of the Moro National Liberation Front, or MNLF, for example. Since the signing of the peace agreement between the ex-rebel group and the Philippine government in 1996, more than 21,000 of these former combatants have already started in the commercial production of corn, while others ventured into seaweed and rice farming. Upon the request of the Philippine government, the U.S. government, through the United States Agency for International Development, or USAID, initiated a peace and development program aimed to provide sustainable means of making a living to former MNLF combatants after ending more than 2 decades of fighting against the Philippine government troops. Started in 1997, this initiative is called the Livelihood Enhancement and Peace, or LEAP program, an initiative that supports the 1996 peace agreement.
The Livelihood Enhancement and Peace Program, or LEAP as it is popularly known, is a collaborative project of the Philippine government in support of the 1996 peace agreement between the Moro National Liberation Front and the Philippine government itself. What happened is that the Livelihood Enhancement and Peace Program was the U.S. government's participation in the overall peace process. It contracted a management entity such as where we belong to, and they provided technical assistance, management, the training, which is very important, and of course, production inputs for over 21,000 former MNLF combatants so that they too may have the means to make a living on a sustainable basis.
The British government is among LEAP program's pioneering partners, extending various forms of support to livelihood activities of former MNLF combatants. Since 1999, 2 years after the program started, the British government has provided 5 million pesos worth of agricultural production inputs to over 250 former MNLF combatants in the entire island region of Mindanao. Although the LEAP program's activities primarily focus on former MNLF combatants' commercial production of corn, rice, and seaweed, several projects were initiated as an offshoot of the program. In Buluan, a municipality in the province of Maguindanao, the Bangsamoro Women's Committee Multipurpose Cooperative is currently engaged in the direct marketing of fish harvested from the nearby Lake Buluan. Its members, who are former women combatants of the MNLF, took advantage of the fish resource in the lake and started commercial distribution of fish, not only within Maguindanao but around the neighboring provinces as well.
Kasi marami kaming natutuhan.
We learned a lot of things because of this project. These include managing our small businesses as well as balancing our books. Our efforts are now focused on how to further expand our business to prepare for our children's future and for the coming generations.
In collaboration with the British government, the LEAP program also provided the Women's Cooperative with motorboats and fish boxes to assist them in their fish marketing venture. An institutional development and management training was also conducted by LEAP for the cooperative.
They also wanted to learn like we did. Most of the women here in Buluan want to join us and acquire skills in running a business. All I can say about LEAP is that it has helped us a lot. The good things that we are now experiencing all started because of LEAP.
Less than 100 kilometers away, in Barangay Kiteb, municipality of Talitay, also in the province of Maguindanao, Commander Daud Giama and his fellow ex-rebels are enjoying the benefits of peace. Right after the signing of the peace agreement in 1996, Commander Daud and members of his troop became the first participants of the LEAP program and started commercial planting of corn. Since then, the landscape of Kiteb has dramatically changed. Economic activity in the area became more dynamic, and its residents are noticeably enjoying a better way of life, as some of them engaged in other forms of entrepreneurship or have renovated their houses. Commander Daoud and his comrades then organized the Kiteb MNLF Multipurpose Cooperative and ventured into other enterprises such as catfish culture, bread production, and backyard goat racing.
We would have never achieved what we have attained today if we are still hiding in the mountains. You don't get anything there but death. We are much happier now since we are no longer being chased by the government soldiers. They are like our brothers now. We have never used our guns since the signing of the peace agreement.
Upon the recommendation of the LEAP program, the British government extended assistance to Commander Daoud and his fellow ex-combatants. A banana processing shed, complete with tools and other materials, was constructed for the Kiteb MNLF Multipurpose Cooperative to help them initiate the manufacture of banana chips that are sold outside the municipality of Buluan. In addition, the assistance also included start-up capital, water system, and packaging materials.
Our banana processing shed was provided by the British Embassy. Its main use is to process raw banana fruit into banana chips. What they have provided us is a complete package. It includes a water system and other necessary facilities like frying pans, stove, and slicers. We are thanking the British Embassy for the help they have provided for our cooperative. We are also thanking the other donor agencies which extended support to the former MNLF combatants in central Mindanao.
Farther in western Mindanao, in Tumakid, a coastal barangay in the province of Basilan, a 64 square meter seaweed warehouse and still-type solar dryer was also constructed by the British government for the Al-Fathati Islamic Producers Multipurpose Cooperative. The 75 members of the cooperative are farming seaweed in a 33-hectare production site in the barangay. This infrastructure project is one of the two projects implemented in western Mindanao. In Bobo Island in Zamboanga City, a seaweed warehouse and a wooden port were also established for the MNLF seaweed farmers in the area. The establishment of these facilities is part of the collaboration of the Philippine, US, and British governments. In implementing this project, the British government provided the funds for the establishment of the warehouse and the dryer, while the LEAP program, together with the MNLF and the Philippine government, carried out the actual construction of the facilities. In December 2003, the British Embassy, together with USAID, turned over the seaweed warehouse and solar dryer package to the Al-Fathati Multipurpose Cooperative. The ceremonial turnover was attended by His Excellency Paul Diamond, British Ambassador to the Philippines, and Robert Barnes, USAID Economic Growth Advisor. Also in Basilan, in the municipality of Maluso, members of the Batungal Seaweed Growers Association, an organization of 50 former MNLF combatants, received motorized bangkas to assist in their seaweed production. These motorized bangkas were provided by the British government through the LEAP program. The bangkas ferry harvested seaweed from offshore farms to bamboo solar dryers, where it is dried and readied for shipment to processing plants. They are also used as loading vehicles of dried seaweed to nearby markets in the town center.
Life during the war was hard, but today we are no longer afraid since we are free to look for a means of living. We can now freely roam around Basilan unlike before when we have to hide in the mountains. We are thankful to the British government for providing us inputs for seaweed production. Also, LEAP has extended assistance not only through seaweed production, but also in providing post-harvest facilities, such as seaweed warehouse, dryer, and motorized bangkas. Currently, most of my comrades have embraced peaceful and normal lives as farmers, entrepreneurs, and fishermen.
In addition, Members of the Batungal Seaweed Growers Association are now starting to plant a new variety of seaweed, which is expected to further boost their current production. Together with the British government, the LEAP program is introducing the Sakol variety to the cooperative member. This type of seaweed is found to be sturdy and can withstand the water condition of Maluso, which is murky and slightly brackish due to surrounding tributary sources of water-like rivers and streams. A recent study commissioned by the LEAP program recommended the use of Sakol variety, which thrives better in muddy water, compared to the Tambalang variety, which was previously used by the organization. The Sakol variety is also known to have high resistance to ice, a seaweed condition that appears as soft whitish spots on the seaweed that causes breakage and eventual loss of the plant.
Well, this is something new. What happened was that the British government provided production inputs to over 50 former eminent combatants and their families in Maluso, Basilan. Now, it was quite timely because at that time we had commissioned a study for trying to identify seaweed varieties that were quite resistant to disease as well as this condition of stress. I think it's popularly known as ice. And what we did was, using the funds provided by the British Embassy, we were able to get the Sakol variety of seaweed. It's found in the island of Sakol in Zamboanga City. It's an island off Zamboanga. And we were able to get this variety, take them to Maluso, and now the former eminent combatants already got production inputs from us before, are now trying this variety. And it's our expectation that this would be a variety that would be quite resistant to ice. Now what we're trying to do is trying to improve the quality of their production. And we want to identify those kinds of seaweed which will provide the better yield as well as the greater chance of production.
As one of the pioneering partners of the LEAP program, the British government continued to extend various forms of support, from providing direct production assistance to institutional development to the establishment of post-harvest facilities. The British government has forged partnership not only with the US and Philippine governments, but among the beneficiaries and other development agencies as well. This kind of partnership is considered as a key instrument in the project implementation of the LEAP program and in achieving the common goal to attain genuine peace and prosperity in Mindanao.
We started working with the former combatants through USAID's ELAP program in 1997. And I find that the former combatants are really no different from anyone else. They have their own dreams and desires and hopes for themselves and their families. And like any other Filipino, they're all hardworking. And you just give them the opportunity to do good for themselves and for their fellow men, they will. I'm happy to be working for the British government, helping my countrymen pursue these dreams.
Well, we've been very happy to work with the Livelihood Enhancement and Peace Programme with our colleagues there and with USAID over several years now. The context is that we have at the British Embassy a small programme of grants that we use for livelihood development and other small-scale development projects right across the Philippines. I'm happy to say that over the last few years we have tried to concentrate a significant part of that activity in Mindanao. So far as the LEAP is concerned, we've been working as partners with them for several years now, and I've been very happy as British Ambassador to the Philippines to see this very practical manifestation of partnership between effectively the three countries of the Philippines, the United States, and my country, the United Kingdom.
While stories about Mindanao still largely focus on the peace problem and social ills of the region, Partnerships such as these offer a different scenario on the continuing struggle to build a peaceful and a more economically stable Mindanao. Much effort is still needed to achieve all these aspirations. But the testimonies of these former rebels are living proofs that change is happening in Mindanao.